Hey, Pat McDonald from 100 Years of Movies, and I just wanted to take a moment to thank everyone who voted this year in the large Association of Movie Blogs annual LAMMY competition. I am honored enough to have been presented with the 2013 Best Classic Film Blog LAMMY for this year. So, humbling, embarrassing, very appreciative I am about all of this. I just spoke like Yoda there for some reason. I do want to say first, you should definitely go and check out all of the other nominees. And I'll just walk through very briefly. Aurora, Citizen Screen. To me, this is exactly what the Lamb and the Lammys are all about, which is I discovered Citizen Screen through this whole Lammy process, and they've been one of the great discoveries, and we've become, a little friendly on the Twitter, but some fantastic writing over there on both of her blogs, actually. Criterion Reflections, you should absolutely check out. I've been reading their stuff for a little while. Criterion, obviously, the cream of the crop, and he's looking at every single Criterion release there is and reporting on it and all the special features, and that's got to be good stuff. Kristen from Journeys in Classic Film, again, she and I become kind of good friends over the Twitter. Have a blogathon coming up later this year, What Price Hollywood, about Hollywood-based films that I would encourage people to participate in. But again, her stuff is great. She's a fantastic writer, does a lot of work looking at Disney movies in particular. So if you have an interest in that, you should definitely take advantage. And Where Danger Lives, that's one of those sites I've been reading since I started this whole thing. I mean, it was one of the first classic film sites I personally came upon as I was kind of doing my research and trying to figure out what the whole blogging thing even was. So it's someone I've been reading since the beginning, and really, really, really good stuff, and someone you should definitely check out because I've been reading them for, God, probably the better part of 2 or 3 years. I know there were some changes with his site and all within that time period, but really, really, really good stuff. Two other people just to thank very quickly. One is my wife, who puts up with all of this. Lots of love, lots of support, lots of patience. When you're watching a few movies a week, that takes some patience. And then, of course, my mother. I'm recording this actually the day before Mother's Day, and she, more than anyone else, is responsible for my insane love of classic film, and the reason I wanted to pursue this blog in the first place. I can still remember at a point at which I was, I'll say, watching whatever was on a Saturday afternoon. She was the one who started pushing me toward things like To Kill a Mockingbird and 12 Angry Men, and 12 Angry Men in particular, very formative experience for me. That was a film, black and white, 12 guys in a room. You wouldn't think there'd be much going on to that film, but it's one of my favorite films to this day, and really shows you kind of the power of movies and filmmaking and the visual art to be able to bring you into a story and keep you captivated. The final thing I'd say is, and I'm extraordinarily appreciative of winning, do not get me wrong for saying, but I think the award is almost like a secondary thing to me, and who wins each award. What I come to the large association of movie blogs for is, as I was saying, this kind of terrific sense of community, getting involved with other film bloggers, learning about other film bloggers, having discussions, having interactions. I tend to do a lot of that on Twitter, but that's to me what all of this is about. I've discovered a lot more blogs through this process. Of that, I'm very appreciative of. And as much as I love the win, I just want to put in a plug for literally like every other classic film blog out there, because they are doing some fantastic and amazing work. And I hope through this process, people are all checking them out as well. Final thought would be, if you have a moment and you haven't done this yet, I would encourage you to go back and watch some films from, let's say, pre-1970. I think talking and interacting with a lot of film bloggers, they tend to be very well versed on, I'll say, 1970 forward, sometimes 1980 forward, but just challenge yourself once a month, a few times a year, to go back and really look at some of these films, even if it is just to get some idea of how filmmaking has developed as an art form, as a visual art, as a storytelling method, since its earliest days. I know that's been something that's been incredibly rewarding for me to learn about and to kind of force myself into. What wasn't something I loved immediately, but I've certainly learned to both love, appreciate every decade of cinema. So with that, I will say once again, thank you. Thank you to everyone who voted, and I mean that, not who voted for me, but everyone who voted, who participated in the process, who took a moment to go out, check out some blogs, and cast a vote. I very, very much appreciate all of your efforts, all of your writing, and we will see you on Twitter and in comment sections of various blogs.